This is Math 2, 6.1 notes. That's Unit 6, Lesson 1. Title of the notes are Similar Polygons. I'd suggest you hit pause and write this down. Okay, two polygons are similar. Similar is the key word here. Two polygons are similar, not congruent polygons. We're now dealing with similar polygons. Two polygons are similar if corresponding angles are congruent. Corresponding angles are congruent. Now, we've had that piece before. When triangles or polygons were congruent, corresponding angles were also congruent. And if the lengths of corresponding sides are blank. Now, if I put the word congruent here, then it means the polygons are congruent. If corresponding angles are congruent and corresponding sides are congruent, then polygons are congruent. So I'm not going to put the word congruent there. I'm going to put in proportional. So corresponding side lengths are not congruent, they are proportional. And that is important to understand. When you're dealing with similar polygons, corresponding angles are congruent, but corresponding side lengths are proportional. Okay, so examples. Number 1, I'm going to have you draw a quadrilateral. I'm going to call this A, B, C, D, and a different size or same shape, just larger. And this one is still a quadrilateral. We're going to call this one GHIJ. Finish getting this side down. Okay, so that was GHIJ. All right, now if these two polygons are similar, we would write it like this. A, B, C, D is similar to GHIJ. GHIJ. That is how you would write it. Okay, so that would be given to you, or you would be trying to prove it. Polygon ABCD is similar to polygon GHIJ. Now, according to this statement up here, corresponding angles are similar. I'm sorry, congruent. Corresponding angles are congruent. So angle A is congruent to angle G. Now I can see that from the statement. A matches with G, B matches with H, so angle B is congruent to angle H. C is the third one in, I is the third one in. So I'm going to put 3 angle markings in there. And fourth angle, D and J. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so those angles are congruent. So if I gave you this and asked you angle A is congruent to blank, angle B is congruent to blank, angle C is congruent to blank, and angle D is congruent to blank, and have you fill those in, how would you fill it in? Go ahead and hit pause, fill them in, hit play, and see if we end up with the same answer. All right, even if I didn't have this picture, I can just use the statement A to G just like I did earlier. Congruent to G, B to H, or just use it there, B to H, so angle H. C is congruent to I, or here, C and I. And D with J. All right, now you're going to be asked to write extended proportions. Extended proportions. Extended just means you're writing all of them, or you're extending it out. Now remember, side lengths are not congruent, side lengths are proportional. So you write something like this: side AB over its corresponding side on your other triangle, which is GH, will be equal to and then pick another side here. I'm just going to go in order, so it doesn't matter if, like, you could put AB, GH, and then CD and IH. It doesn't matter as long as you're matching up sides with sides. I'm just going to go around clockwise. So BC corresponds with HI. You can see that here as well, BC, HI. And that will be equal to CD and IJ, CD, CD and IJ, the last two, which will be equal to DA and JG. And you can see that here as well, DA and JG. All right. Those are your extended proportions. The next piece is scale factor. Scale factor is the ratio of corresponding sides. The ratio of corresponding sides. So this here, you would typically compare, like, well, compare one and get your ratio, and all of the ratios, all of that should be the same, and that is your scale factor. Okay. Next piece, we are going to part A are the two polygons similar, sorry, question mark. Part B, if so, find the scale factor. And part C, complete the similarity statement. Complete the similarity statement. Okay, let's get started. That was one. We'll call this 2. Are the two polygons similar is part A. All right, let's get the image drawn. All right, I'm going to call this ABC. And then I'm going to draw this one a little bit bigger. We'll call this one XYZ. And I'm going to put a blank for A, a blank for B, and a blank for C. Okay, you will be given information. I'm going to give you the information right now. Now, everything I'm about to put down in pen will be information that will be given to you. This AB is 6, BC is 8, AC is 10, XY is 15, YZ is 20, and XZ is 25. I'm also going to tell you that angle A is congruent to X, angle B is congruent to Y, and C is congruent to Z. According to third angle theorem, I wouldn't even need to label that one, but we're going to label it anyway. Okay, all three angles are congruent. Now, if I didn't give you any side lengths, no side lengths were given, or maybe just one set, would the 3 congruent angles be enough? No, because it's not just 3 sets of corresponding angles that are congruent, it's also corresponding side lengths have to be proportional. So first part holds out. The corresponding angles are congruent, so that's good. Now we have to check corresponding side lengths. Now, how do we do that? We take corresponding sides and we make our extended proportion and see if they are all equal. Okay, 6 is between the 1 and the 2. Now right now it's not rotated, so it's pretty easy to see, but sometimes they're rotated, so be careful. Between 1 and 2 is 6, between 1 and 2 is 15. Between B and C, which is the 2 and the 3, is 8 and 20. And then between the 1 and the 3 is 10. And over here, the 1 and the 3 is 25. So you want to make sure you match. 6 over 15 reduces to, what is that? Divide top and bottom by 3. That's 2/5. 8 over 20, divide top and bottom by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 20 divided by 4 is 5. So far, so good, but we have to check them all. This one divided by 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 25 divided by 5 is 5. If they all come out the same and all the corresponding angles are congruent, then yes, it is similar. Part B, if so, find the scale factor. Well, this right here is the scale factor. As long as they are all the same, it's the scale factor. Just make sure you reduce. This one doesn't reduce, so you would write 2/5. Or you can write it, you learned back in elementary school, 2 to 5 or 2.5. You learned it about 5th, 6th grade. This is the way I'm going to write it, as a fraction, but you can write it as any one of those. Okay, similarity statement. This first piece will be given to you, and I should have given it to you earlier. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle blank. Okay. So yes, it's similar. The scale factor is 2/5. ABC went from 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Or you went small side, medium side, large side, small, medium, large, X, Y, Z. Okay. Moving along, and we'll do some of these together in class as well. Number 3. Triangle NOP is similar to triangle WXY, period. Find the following. All right, let's draw the picture, and then I'll tell you what to find, the part A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so ONP YXW, and again there'll be pieces of information that will be given to you. Okay, so NOP is similar to WXY. So you can see this one's been rotated, so you want to be careful because kids think they just match, and that's not always the case. Okay, I am going to give you that this is 6, NO is 6, OP is 4, XY is 10, and YW is 12. So there will be some given information. Angle O is 58 degrees. And this angle right there is 49 degrees. Okay, with that we are going to find part A. Find the scale factor of triangle NOP to triangle WXY. They will always tell you, and it is important which one goes first because you're making a fraction, or 5 to 2 versus 2 to 5. Those are two different things. So the one that comes first goes at the top, the one that comes second goes at the bottom, and if it doesn't specify, then you do left to right. Okay, so you have to find two sides that match. For example, NO, actually let's just color coordinate them right now. NO matches with WX. So it's going to help if you can color coordinate them, otherwise it's going to get confusing when it's rotated. All right, what is my other one? I have in P, N and P, that's the first and last, WY, WY. All right, and let's see if the last one matches up. That is trying to find a color I haven't used. OP, OP and XY. All right, so it all matches up. Okay, so I wouldn't use the 6 because the 6 matches with the blank, so I cannot find a scale factor. I would not use the 10 because, oh, I'm sorry, I wouldn't use the 12 because the 12 matches with this color here, and that one doesn't have a number. The only sides that have a number on both of the colors, see, 1, none, none, 1, is the red, 4 and 10. So you make your fraction left over right because that's how this stated it here. So you do 4 over 10, which reduces to 2/5. Part B, find the measure of angle X. Part C, find the measure of angle Y. Part D, NP equals blank, and E, WX equals blank. Now, I will tell you right now, NP comes out to be a decimal. WX does not. I have not done either one of these with you before, but I'm hoping you remember from previous classes. I'm going to have you try all these on your own. I'm assuming at least the angles you can get. These two you might struggle with a little bit, but we'll try them together in class. That is it for this lesson.